Everyone, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. This is Nelson, and welcome back to the channel. And I want to thank you guys also for watching, for subscribing. I want to thank you guys for liking these videos. This video is not going to be long because, most people have a short attention span, and I try to put out good contents that will help you to grow, help you to be the head of household that you want to be, because we are all here to grow and to evolve. But if you don't take time to listen to what has been said so that you can take what has been said and implement it in your life, you're not going to get anywhere. Just like the scripture said, you got to become a doer of the word so that you can get the result that you're looking for. And we want you to evolve into that man. We want you to grow. We don't want at the end of this year, you still the same way you started in January. I don't believe in New Year resolution, but I just believe that we can use this time as a measuring stick to see and evaluate ourselves to see where we are. I want to talk today about integrity. A lot of men, even though they believe in God, even though they are claiming faith, they allow the world to identify them. They allow the world to tell them who they are, to the point that even in their business, they would not identify their true belief or their true self or their true identity. You don't have to go around and tell the whole world, hey, I'm a Christian. Hey, I love the Lord and I serve the Lord. No. You see, people will know by your action. They will know by the things that comes out of your mouth, your true identity. So we want to talk a little bit about integrity. Integrity. And I want to base this on the scripture in Proverbs. As I was doing my study, it came across my mind, and I began to think about it. And I began to see how much it lines up in our life. Integrity as a head of household, as the one who wants to grow and to be that husband that we talks about, to be that example in his house and in his community, in his business, in all areas of his life. Here is Proverbs 20:7. It says, the godly walk with integrity. Blessed are their children who follow after them. In other words, they are setting an example for their household and for those around them. The godly, you can look at it from a perspective of one who is living by this integrity of God, this moral, upstanding, upright. They're doing the right thing. As a matter of fact, I want to go right into a definition of integrity. It says the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. Example is when someone says, hey, he's a man of integrity. Why? Because of his word, because of his action, because of what he is doing, because of the life that he is living. He will tell you, look, I will be there tomorrow. He might not come 9 o'clock. There might be traffic slowing down or whatever the case might be. But guess what? He came, he showed up, and he's there. He will say, well, okay, yeah, I can help you with this. And he showed up and he helped you and you get it done and it's gone. That's a man of integrity. Today, so many men are allowing the mass mind, the community, the world, those who does not believe in moral integrity, to define them and to influence them to the point that they won't even do the things that they know what is right. Some people will do it because of their friends, and because they know it's their friend, they will not tell their friend that he is doing wrong, what he's saying is wrong, or they would not even correct that friend. They will go along with the whole process because it's their friend. And now they jeopardize their integrity because, hey, family is looking, someone is seeing them, and it's like, hey, isn't that such and such? Then why is he doing that? You see, he's already jeopardized his integrity. Now he associated with that one and this one and their moral standard and the way they're living. Now people are looking at him like that's who he is. But the man who is godly, the man who is spiritual, the man who think that the creator is his guide, the man who is bold enough to confess and to declare that God is the source of his life and want to live upright, want to walk upright, want to set that example and to be that head of household that he's supposed to be, he will walk in his integrity, regardless whether he's got to go alone or not. See, like me, I already understand now. Back in the days, I did a lot of things, whether it's youth concert, movie, other things I have done, and still working on things. And I understand how people used to look at things, and I used to look at it that way. For example, you got to line up or be a friend with somebody, a big name or someone who can pull some strings so that you can get in the door and get your goals and your dreams, get them done. If you don't know certain people, then you won't be able to go far. But I understand that is not true. You see, you can have the wrong people around you with the wrong intention, and it can hurt you more than it will help you. But when you allow the divine creator, the God that knows everything, that lives inside of you and dwell inside of you, the voice that you hear on the inside, the intuition, when you allow yourself to be led by the Spirit of God as a man, as a head of household, you will find the right people around you, because you will attract the right people around you. As they say, likes attract like. Your moral standard will attract those who want to live and who want someone in their life as you want there's someone in your life to do the same thing. You will find likes attract like. That attraction, the law of attraction will be working in your life. But if you're a man that lower your standard and want to do certain things or have certain people in your life and just be friend with certain people because you think they will help you and help you to get to your place where you want to be, you might get there, but guess what? You might not be there long, because what? Their moral standard is an eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, where everyone is trying to get there, and they're saying it's a dog eat dog world. They don't care who they hurt to get there. So you might be one of the same one that gets hurt by the same ones that you have around you that does not have that moral standard that the godly should have. The good thing is it's available to everybody. It is available for everyone. And I love this other text, this other scripture that I was thinking about it as I began to think about Proverbs 20:7. Proverbs 13:22 says, a good man leave an inheritance to their children, to their children, children. A good man leave an inheritance. What can they inherit from you that is so good that will help them to evolve, or to grow into that person of integrity, that their life will be so successful? What can you leave for them that will help them to get to that point? I believe it's the lifestyle that you live. I believe it's the standard that you have set. I believe that can take them to another level, because you see, they look at what you're doing, and most of them, they copy that, they mimic that, as we said, and they begin to follow that trend. And next thing you know, if your standard is low, their standard going to be low too. If your standard is high, their standard is going to be high. If your standard is morally upright, their standard going to be morally upright, because they're going to be remembering. I remember when dad used to tell me about this. I remember dad used to say, son, do this and do that. Son, treat your wife this way. Son, always help someone. I remember that, because you never know, as you cast those seed, as you plant those seed, you don't know where it's going to come back from. So when you leave those standards, when you set those standards, those moral standards, those upright standards, your children will be blessed if they follow that too. Because as the scripture says, be ye imitator of God, follow God, be a follower of God as their children. And if we follow that, and our children follow those examples, they will be blessed, because we will be blessed and they will be blessed as well. But there is so many men that are afraid to confess who they are. There's so many men are afraid to walk in that integrity, and they follow the mass mind. They follow those who don't believe that you should do good to someone. It's like we all, like they said, God for us all, every man for himself. They don't believe, like, as you do to the one of least, do to the one of least, you doing that to me. They don't understand that, and they don't believe in that. They believe every man for himself. It's a dog eat dog world. So if you follow that standard, sooner or later you're gonna find yourself fighting. Both of y'all fighting against one another, because a dog eat dog world. Next thing, everybody fighting to get, when you can get yours and he can get his, because there's more than enough for everybody. And if we set that standard, look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's go in together, and then we're gonna split the profit, and things will work out. What is one of the best way to describe integrity? One of the best way to describe integrity to me is integrity is doing the right thing through your words, actions, and belief. One of the best way to describe integrity is doing the right thing through your words. You promise, keep your promise. Your action, what let them see you doing the right thing. Not because no one watching, you're not going to do it until someone comes home or someone comes back. You know how we used to do it as a child. We wait until everybody gone, and then we go play, and they tell us to do something, and we wait. And when we hear the car coming back, we run back like we've been doing it all the time when we should have done it a long time ago. Through your words, your action, and your belief. If you believe, act on it. Your belief is the evidence. No, your action is going to be the belief of your evidence, because if you believe it, you're going to act on it. You believe whatever you believe. If you believe it's a dog eat dog world, you're going to start acting that way. If you believe that each and every one of us can help one another and there is more than enough for each and every one of us, you'll find yourself something like the scripture say, esteem others higher than yourself. Sometimes you say, man, go ahead. I'm okay. I only got 2 in my basket. You got 15. Go ahead. Or you got 2 in your basket. I have 15. Go ahead. Because he have a lease and you know he's going to be faster. You just let him go ahead. Go ahead. So integrity is something that we can walk in and leave a wonderful example to our children that could benefit them in life, that can help them to grow and to be successful because of the moral standard that we set before them, because of the standard that we set, because of the lifestyle that we are living. Now they can walk in this integrity and their life can be very successful too. You hear people say, you know what, do as I tell you, but don't do as I do. That's a bad example right there, right off the bat. That's a bad example right there. Because you see, a lot of times, some people are not going to do what you say. They're going to look at you, what you're doing, and they're going to copy what you're doing. They're going to follow what you're doing. Like they say, our life might be the only book that some people might read. You might tell them to go this way, and they're going to look at how you're doing it and where you went, and they're just going to come around the corner to see where you are. They're going to follow you. The best thing to do is to live it, speak it, live it, and let them follow that. Integrity. There's so much for us to work on as men, as head of household, because we focus on head of household, because I believe if the head is lined up, then everything else will fall into place, because a virtuous woman is looking at you as an example, in looking at you being in your true place. And if they're placing you in your true place where you know you should be, you yourself know that's the place you should be, then you must live a life of integrity, because you have so many that is coming up after you. And look at today, the world that we're living in. There's so many kids that has gone astray because of the decision that we adults have made. Some of us, I should say, because I believe there's a lot of us that is living a life of integrity. The decision that a lot of adults have made, a lot of children have gone astray. A lot of children begin to act out of character because they missed that love. A lot of children are lonely and committing suicide because they don't have that attention. We as head of household must set a standard, and it begins with us. We're not just setting it for them, but we got to live it ourselves. We must live it ourselves. We got to be the first partaker of that which we are dishing out. You don't send out the food to the customer without you yourself tasting the food to make sure that it is well done. What sense would that make? You slave over the food, you work so hard, like we said, you send it out and they're sending it back, and you got to go back and do it again. That's the big waste. But if you taste it first, before you send it out, you will know that it needed a little bit more salt, or it was too much salt, and then you can fix it before it keep going back and forth, and then your customer leave, and then you have no customer, and you left there with all these stuff that you already paid for, and you lost all your money. Integrity is something that we got to walk in. And as a head of household, like I told you guys before, this channel is here to help you to grow mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially, all areas of our life. I'm not just going to talk about the Bible and the Bible. even the work, even money, all that has already been summed up in the Bible anyway. So whatever we talk about, it comes directly from the Creator. It's already been mentioned, it's already been proven time and time again. Like Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. The godly walk with integrity. Blessed are their children who follow after them. The example that we set before them. Look, we can't make them do everything, but it's our duty to set that example, to do what we're supposed to do. And then they will have a choice. Give them a choice. Give them a choice. Hey, I would love to hear from you guys. Drop me a line. Let me know if these videos are helping you. Don't forget to leave a comment. Whatever you need, let us talk about it. Maybe we can work together, because it's my desire to see you become the head of household that you were desired to be. Prosperous, wonderful, loving, kind, living that life that you really want to live. Live on purpose. Again, this is Nelson. Love you. Until next time, be good.